and welcome again to another special report of the Southwest Spotlight. I'm JJ Tejeda. With me today, I have Dr. Lloyd Verstuyft, Superintendent of Schools, and Dalila Garcia, our Assistant Superintendent in charge of Curriculum and Instruction. How are you doing today?
Doing very good. Thank you.
Good.
All right, we're here again to give you the updates on the COVID-19 virus that we have going around right now in our community. And so us as a community, we're still rolling out, we're still doing things we need to do to make sure that we're still functioning as a district. So today we're going to go through just a little bit of what we've been doing here as a district while you guys have been safe at home. Dr. Verstuyft, can you give us an update on the school closures?
So our goal is really to continue talking to our community. We do a lot of written communication. I know there's the campuses are using a lot of Twitter and Remind and social media, and so this is just another venue, and so thank you for allowing this venue to happen. I think in this first few weeks, we're completing our second week of school closure. Our goal is to kind of give our parents, our community, kind of an update centrally where we are as a district. And as we continue down this road, we also plan to bring in some of our principals to have conversations about specifically what's happening on their campus, how are they continuing virtual learning opportunities. A lot of folks know that from the letter that was sent out earlier this week that we have extended the school closure through April 24th of 2020. And so we all know that we have a stay home, work safe order that was issued by the mayor, which went beyond our original closure that was through April the 3rd, because that order goes beyond that. And so we got into a Google Classroom. We have conversation, and we selected that date based on the fact of what we're hearing about from our physicians, from our medical experts, about what we need to do to really kind of lessen that curve of exposure to this virus that's going around. At the same time, making sure that we're addressing the needs of our students and our community. Last time we talked about the needs of meal distribution, and we continue to work with that. We continue to stand that up. We continue to add on more satellite meal distribution locations in our district. Very proud of the work and the hard work of the folks who are on the front line of that, making that happen all the time. And today we have an opportunity because we have been standing up and our technology distribution plan from all of our campuses was something that was really just impeccable to watch. We don't want to be there, but we're here, and so let's make the best of the situation that we're in. So we have devices. Our goal was to start with kind of low-tech / high-tech learning opportunities, but move into, depending on how long we're going to be in this closure, move into complete virtual learning opportunities. And there are some issues with that, and so we'll talk about that more in depth further down the line this morning. But to bring everyone up to date, we're closed through April 24th. As superintendents in Bexar County, we meet twice a week, and then we have a special meeting the week before the next closure to talk about if we have to extend that or if we'll be able to come back. At this point in time, we really don't know, but I can tell you that it is a topic of conversation every time we meet virtually as Bexar County superintendents, so we'll have more information coming. Now, going through April 24th, there are some traditional end-of-the-year activities in our district that we are having to make tough decisions around and about. And so we're getting that information out through our campuses. Our goal is to provide a district message, but we know the real and genuine communication goes through our campuses to their school communities, and we'll keep doing that, and we'll keep doing these types of opportunities to create another venue for messaging. That's where we are today.
Ms. Garcia, how did you plan for the instructional continuity going through in Southwest?
So I know that originally before we left for spring break, we were tasked to come up with a plan. So even before we left for spring break, we had 3 low-tech lessons, which we prepared for at least 3 weeks. And so we thanked the work of all the campuses because they saw the need for this as well. And we were able to start the spring break. During the spring break, we received also notices from TEA on very specific requisites, requirements that had to be put in place. And so throughout that week and through the weekend, we were able to come up also with a high-tech plan, which we have our teachers that are creating lessons online and either through Google Classroom or through Zoom. So our low-tech plan was initially created knowing that we know that some students are not going to be able to access Wi-Fi, and so we asked for those low-tech plans to be available. Now our high-tech plan is something that we are really looking at and really learning through. The teachers are learning through that. We are understand the community as well as learning through that, and we are being flexible. So that's the word that, we are making sure that parents, that we are being flexible. We understand the needs in the home. We understand that Wi-Fi is maybe not as accessible as we would like for it to be. And our end, through our technology department, they're also purchasing additional hotspots. We're trying to meet the needs as much as possible. We also understand that it's not just our district doing these high-tech plans. So we are also competing with other school districts and trying to be able to get those devices as soon as they are available to us and to you as well.
Well, how is this being communicated, whether to our teachers or our community members, our students? How are we pushing this out?
I think that the high-tech plan has really taken us through a whole learning curve, that it's not just the teachers to the students to the parents, but on a daily basis, last week and all the way up until yesterday, we met, all the principals would get online, and we have daily principal meetings where we are making sure that the principals receive the communication from central office. And then from central office, we are making sure that the teachers, the principals, share this information with the teachers, and then they use their communication mode through media, through Remind, or whatever avenue the principals have used from the campuses down to the homes.
And how are students and parents supposed to access these lesson plans?
Through Google Classroom, they can go directly through our website, and in our website you will find under the Instructional Continuity Plan, there is a link, and that link is going to take you directly to a campus. And once you click the campus, it's going to give you the grade level that your child is in, or U.S. students. And from there, you can log on to the different online programs that are available for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all that information.
Yes.
Now, Dr. Verstuyft, there's a digital divide here in San Antonio. What are some of the things that we're doing to help with that on our side of town?
So you're absolutely right. There are some internet infrastructure issues and predominantly on the south side of San Antonio. I think it's more enhanced than other areas, but I think everyone has to deal with it. So what we're doing in our district is we already had about 300 what you call hotspots, which are a device that you can take home and charge up and gives access. We don't have enough for all of our students and families who may be in an area that either doesn't have the infrastructure or they don't have access to internet. We already had those distributed to the campuses. We just got another order, and it's really hard because I think everyone in the state of Texas, there are 5.4 million students in the state of Texas, and so everyone's trying to compete to get devices, to get access to technology. And so we just received this week another shipment of 200, and so we're getting what we can get. So we're planning to distribute those through the campuses, and the campuses have a much better idea of what their needs are. That is nowhere near enough that we need, so we continue working with those corporations and companies to gain more access, to mitigate some of the internet non-connectivity that we have in our district. We're also working on a plan that we're going to be rolling out very soon that parents, families will be able to drive up to any of our campuses and gain access to download lessons and to be able to take that information home. We did receive 200 more devices in our district this week, and we have a plan to roll those out and distribute those through our campuses because they have a greater idea of where the need is. We do realize we do not have enough. We also have a plan that we're completing at this point in time where our families will be able to drive up to any of our campuses. And so we're going to roll that plan out. And if you drive up to the outside of the campus, you'd be able to connect with the internet, download lessons, and be able to do some of the work from there. It's nowhere near a perfect scenario. But we are trying to really mitigate some of these connectivity issues. And we have a really great staff in our IT department, and they're very proactive So I think as we go on, we're going to get better at making sure that we can take care of these internet needs and move forward. I just want everyone to know it's not going to be perfect, but we're getting better every day, and we're going to get better every week. We know we're closed through April 23rd, and so we know we have a lot of work to do to make sure our kids have what they need to stay engaged in their schoolwork, and that our families have that support so their students can be online doing virtual learning.
Well, with all these devices going out, some things are going to go wrong. So if something happens with one of these devices, who should they get in contact with?
We have on our website a FAQs, and we're encouraging our parents. That's one way to let us know if there is a issue with the device, and we can get that information to the principal. I think the best way is to contact. I know every one of our campuses has a format to communicate to the parents. The best way is to either go through the teacher or the campus leadership. I know that through our meal distribution, we already have an infrastructure where we are distributing meals, and right now that's every day. We're going to be moving to 3-day-a-week distribution with multiple days served. And so I think if we use that same infrastructure, where parents are already coming through to receive meals, that we may use that same infrastructure to receive a broken device or a non-working device and distribute another device. So I would say contact your campus principal, contact your campus teacher, and through there we can make sure that we're working with our parents to take care of those issues.
Ms. Garcia, how are the teachers doing with all this new interactive and virtual teaching lessons? I'm sure this is all brand new to them.
Just like everything, and just like Dr. Verstuyft said, this is a learning curve, and we are just being flexible as well. So I know that we've been getting messages from the principals of the excitement of them being able to post using Snapchat, using just different other social media. So we thank the teachers for that. And then we also do know that when they have their children at home, they're having to put these lessons together as well. And so we thank you, teachers, for just working yourself through this and just making it possible for the students. So in the meanwhile we also want the teachers to know that we appreciate them, and we also understand the flexibility. I know that initially we were hoping that an assignment would be posted on a daily basis. And so maybe that might not be possible. And again, we are being flexible. Now, with that said, we also still work within the requirements that the state has put together. So the state still is requiring for us to continue the instruction. And so what we wanted is for the teachers, any new material that was going to be taught, we wanted for them to be the ones to deliver that. And so we do not expect for them to videotape themselves and it to be them, but there is Khan Academy, there's different resources out there that teachers can log on and link those resources to the students in order for the students to be able to learn the new material. And so for that, we thank you, teachers.
What are the roles of the principals now that kids aren't on campus? What are they doing through all this?
Yeah, so our principals have just been phenomenal in their leadership for their school communities, and kudos to them. They walked into a different situation when they left for spring break, actually walked into a whole different scenario of delivery of instruction like we haven't seen in the past. And so they have provided great communication to their school communities. They have used the virtual and technology to have meetings with their teacher leaders, and then teacher leaders, some virtual meetings with their teachers. And so a central office, we've been able to create the parameters and the guardrails for a comprehensive plan, but without our principals taking that plan and turning it into action, then it just stays words on paper. And so they've done some tremendous work in a very short period of time. And so they are the leaders of the professional educators and staff within their school community, and they are providing guidance, they're providing direction, they're providing through virtual means, they're providing great communication, not only to their community, because they're also doing it with their staff to make sure we're addressing the needs of our community, and to make sure that our students are staying engaged in learning, because this will pass. Our principals, they're leaders at their campus, and they're leaders in their community, and they're doing a great job.
Awesome. Well, you want to touch a little bit more on, I know we talked on it last week, the FAQs that we have online. Do
Yeah.
you want to hit on that a little bit, just so people know if there are questions, they can ask them and where to go?
Absolutely. On our website, we have an FAQ for our employees and our staff, and there are a lot of questions around compensation expectations, because some of our educators also live in areas where there may be internet issues, and so we're trying to help mitigate some of those things as well. And I think one of the best ways we can communicate is through posting a question on one of our FAQs, frequently asked questions. I can tell you if a parent's thinking of a question and asks a question, there's probably 10 other parents wondering the same thing. And so it really helps by receiving the questions, gives us an opportunity as a senior staff or reaching out to our principals to provide a response to that question, and I think it just helps everyone. So we have one for our employee staff, and we also have one specifically for our community. And so we read those every day. We discuss them, we talk about them, we provide a response where we can, we research where we have to, and then provide a response. And so I think it's important to have that two-way communication. So a parent can communicate with their campus, they can also communicate with the district in those venues.
Ms. Garcia, do you want to touch a little bit on the FAQs for staff?
So we currently have our Division of Administration and Human Resource, but just like Dr. Verstuyft shared, it's almost a joint effort because those questions come, and if it's about instruction, then C&I will answer those questions. If it's particularly just about staff, and we have been getting a lot of those questions, which Dr. Fay has been answering to that.
Dr. Verstuyft, any last comments before we sign off for the week?
Yeah, our goal is to come out to our parents through video and provide additional information. I know we're not answering every question. When we look at a school district, we normally see central office, but want our parents to know that our district is divided into divisions. And so we have a division of business and finance, a division of instruction, and we have a division of administration human resource, and we also have a division of community outreach. And so we are working across all those divisions. We're trying to provide the best information we can. We're trying to be proactive in getting that information out. We're in this situation as a world, as a nation, as a state, and as a local city. And here at Southwest ISD, and so we're doing the best we can to take care of those needs of our families, of instruction, of child nutrition, of making policy changes when we have to, take those things to our trustees, and we're doing, I think, a really great job in making sure we support our community, and that's our bottom line. There's no silver lining to this kind of, change in our lives at this point in time. But we can't control where we are, but we can control our attitude. And I think what I have been able to observe from our parents, from our students, from our staff is that, we're going to be as positive as we can getting through this, and we know we're going to get through this, and we know our students are going to be in a really great position moving forward with their educational experiences. But there will be some, as long as we stay in closures, we will probably have to make some tough decisions about traditional things that we normally see at the end of the school year. We're not there yet. We're trying to hang on to making that decision as a last resort, but we're never going to put our kids in any compromised issue when it comes to their health or well-being. We'll continue to do what we can. We'll continue working and talking with our community, and we encourage them to do the same thing. We're taking a step back, I think, in our lives. It provides an opportunity to have some family time that I think prior to this, I think it was hustle and bustle, and everyone's trying to get where they're going. I think one positive thing we can take from this is even though we can't be in distance with each other, when we're at home, I think there's an opportunity to spend more time with families. Ask our students or your children what they want to be in life, and those are great opportunities to have those conversations under every roof in our school district and in our state, and I would encourage those to happen. We will get through this, there's no doubt in anyone's mind, and we will be on the other side stronger, Southwest strong, and we are Southwest. And
Well, thank you, sir, for joining us today. Thank you, ma'am, for all this information. I know everybody in the community loves having this kind of form of communication. Even though we can't be together, we're still informing. We're still making sure that our community is informed with what's going on, and I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
And I know we'll continue to do this, and thank you for joining us here at the Southwest Spotlight. I'm J.T. Tejeda. We are Southwest. For more stories, videos, and other SWISD TV productions, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. We are Southwest.